Hey, how's it going, guys, and welcome back. So with Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince being out, we're going to continue the trend of putting together some introductory guides for the game, and as time moves on, we'll snowball into some more thorough content as well. But for now, we're going to be talking about the talent point system and why it's something that is extremely important, not only when it comes to individual monsters, but also as it pertains to synthesis or fusion. That being said, if you're really new to Dragon Quest Monsters and don't really know what synthesis is just yet, I do have a guide linked below that should get you started. However, you can watch that video after this one because you're not going to need an in-depth understanding of the system to understand how talent points work to begin with. Anyways, as per the usual, make sure to sit back, relax, subscribe for tons of Dragon Quest Monsters and monster taming content, and let's dive in. Okay, so talent points and talents themselves are sort of like skill points and skill trees that you'd see in a lot of RPGs, but instead of having a bunch of branching options, they're more linear in nature. Every monster you catch is going to have a number of talents, and what these are essentially blueprints for different abilities, both passive and active, that they can obtain, and in order to obtain them, you dump talent points into these as they become available. Fused monsters get 3 talents from their parents and a total of 300 talent points at level 100, while scouted monsters will typically have 2 talents and 200 points at level 100. Some of the monsters in the wild can also have rare talents that they usually don't get access to, so keep an eye out for that as well. Now, talent points are earned through level up, but not every level will necessarily net you talent points, and there is currently a list of the levels in question that do net these points on GameFAQs, which I will leave linked below. If you maximize a talent's required talent points, in other words, learn every move in that talent, the talent itself could evolve, which means it'll provide better effects. This is sort of where synthesis or fusion comes in, since monsters that are fused together will inherit half of the allocated talent points in any given talent, as well as half of each parent's unallocated talent points. Fusion is a very good way to maximize these talents quicker, leading to stronger monsters overall. To assign talents to your monsters, you simply go to the main menu and scroll down to the talent point section, where you'll see the list of known talents of that monster on the very right, and the amount of available talent points that are unallocated on the right side of the monster card. Upon selecting a monster, you're going to see how many talent points you've already allocated and into which talent, and you'll be able to select which ones you want to level up from there. On the right side, you will see what each talent comes with and what the talent point cost of these abilities are. For example, this talent comes with it the ability to execute a heal during battle, an attack which is light-based, some buffs, and a really good heal at the end. Now, like I said, not all of these abilities within the talents just bring forth direct moves like performing a buff, performing a heal, performing an attack, etc. If we look at the final tier for the Naturalist talent, we do see that there is an auto restoration ability which will restore a very small amount of HP every time the monster makes a move. This is basically like a passive trait, but on your talent. This is definitely the type of stuff that could be pretty useful on, let's say, a large monster that can take multiple actions if you decide to fuse for it and inherit the talent on the new monster. Again, check out my fusion overview for more information on that. Now, once you decide which talents you want to dump your points into, you'll see that the available talents become highlighted. Talents are the bread and butter of your monster's combat profile and are essentially the game's version of moves. So if you are leveling up your monsters and not really paying attention to talents and not allocating your points, you will find that your monsters, despite being a higher level or even higher tier, may have a lot of trouble against enemies that are otherwise weaker. Getting comfortable and familiar with this system is integral to your success in Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince, hence why I decided to make this video guide, because if you're coming here from like Pokemon or most other monster taming games that typically just give you moves and let you sort of swap them out as you level up, you're going to be at a heavy disadvantage if you don't pay attention to this. Now, I do want to just say extra special thanks to my buddy Jim Hamilton for proofreading some of this for me. He's truly the Dragon Quest master, but other than that, if you guys like what you saw and want more Dragon Quest content, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel because I put out new monster taming videos every single day. You can check out my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, PayPal, and channel memberships linked below if you want to go the extra mile. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.